Alrighty, here today I'm just sitting down. We have the waning gibbous moon going into waning last quarter, and then waning crescent going on this week as I look here. Uh, would like to get out this week. We have a storm coming in this weekend that's going to cloud things up. Probably the only time I'm going to have is next Wednesday to get out from how the forecast is looking. And so just not looking so good here. I would like to get out at least 2 days during the waning period of the moon, and then into new moon. But we'll have to see what the weather brings. And anyway, but looking at this week, I actually have Astrophaeric here. That's the first place I go, and I just want to share how I make a decision of when I'm going to go observe. I really like Astrophaeric. I find that for my area, it's the first step I go to kind of determine what I'm doing. And so this tutorial will be about how I use the weather apps that I have to help me to determine when to go, where I'm probably going to go, and things like that. You can see I have most of my key observing sites located here, and they're on my Astrophaeric. I pay for the premium version each month, a couple, $4, something like that, and well worth it to me. And so as I look at this, I'm just looking at the forecast, and tonight I was hopeful to get out. It's not going to happen. You can see clouds are coming in. It's going to be like last night, well, periods of clear and periods of not. Tomorrow is going to be a wash. We have clouds that are going to stream in. The weather forecasts that I've looked at kind of confirm that. So Thursday, getting dark, probably can start observing about 7. And right now I'm at my Forest Road 06 site. And I kind of watch for the cloud cover, how they predict it to come in. And so I really like the Wedge Overlook site. The Knolls, not the Wedge, the Knoll. I love the Wedge. That's down here. And we may look at that and see if I'm going to go out. I don't want to drive all that way for a moon coming up about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I'd want an all-night session there. But anyway, I'm looking here. I love the Knolls, but you can see there's clouds that are coming into the north, and the southern observing areas are a little bit better. And so I'm just going to keep going with this. I still don't see a lot of clouds coming in. They have one band here that's projecting, but I do see that band starting to develop there. But then 11 o'clock, by 12 o'clock, and that probably takes out my far western ones that I thought about that are just a little bit darker than this one. But by 1 o'clock I would be out, but you can see that band of clouds is just about coming in. The moon's coming up about then, or up by then. When I look at my app on my phone that I have called The Moon, I know that on Thursday the 13th, the moon rises at 12:44 a.m. So with the mountains here, we can add about 15 to 20 minutes on that. So probably about 1 a.m. is about the time I probably have to be packing up and leaving. But that leaves me a good 5 hours of observing to get in that night. If I look at some of my places here, definitely not going up in the mountains. There's snow up there. I just don't want to set up there right now. It's awful cold too. Like if I were to go to Wolf Creek, that'd probably be the one area I could go. It actually on Thursday is probably the most promising. You can see though, by the time 1 o'clock comes, we're down to the 30s. Dew points at 21. Could be a possibility, but they've also, I believe, closed the gate up there, so probably can't get through up there. I'll have to check to see if they've actually closed that. Winter, I'm basically looking at West Desert. So another one that I really like is this 8 Mile Spring Valley Road 2. It's going to be out here. And on Thursday, you can see by 12 o'clock, even on the main forecast, those cloud bands are coming in. I'd like to get my maximum time out of that. I'm not going to drive there. One site my friend really likes, Shane, is Top View here in the West Desert. And that's doing pretty darn good on Thursday. It's the same as Forest Road 06. It's only about a 45-minute drive at the end of the session. The Vernon site, the Forest Road 006, will be about an hour and a half drive out, but it's a little bit darker. And for what I'm going to be observing, I think I would prefer to go there. we'll have to see. So it's either going to be Vernon or Top View here that I'm probably going to go to. I thought about going out by Erickson Pass, the Corral site, which is on the other side of the Sheep Rocks, and I may give that one a try. That's coming up over the pass, but there are clouds that are just over there. I'm going to probably use the Sheep Rock Mountains to the west of Forest Road 06 to just kind of block that progression of clouds in. So anyway, so I am going to go out Thursday according to this. What I am going to do is open up a new tab. You'll see in my Astro bookmarks as I scroll down, I have one called Weather. And I'm just going to share some of the other ways that I do this. So I'm going to pull up the Mesa West surface maps. I'll pull up Clear Outside, take a look at what's going on there. I'll pull up the wind forecast, and I'm going to go to the National Weather Forecast, if that's the one. I think it is the forecasting one. Yes, that's exactly the one I want. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to show you Mesa West. If you're in Utah, they have this. I think they may have it in other areas, but I can come here and I can select. You can see they have it in other states and stuff. I'm not gonna, well, I'll just show you. They have it all over in all the states, so you can just find your state. I'm in Utah, and I'm gonna go NWS and RAWS. I may just change this to all networks, and that's gonna really probably bring in, and it's going to show current temperature, and I want probably current dew point, and we will wait to see for this to reload. I go topography. We'll actually go with the satellite map because I'm a little more familiar with what's on there. If I go to the topography map, I can scroll in and gives me some things, but the satellite map actually gives me more details, and I kind of know my areas really well, so I know where to look. And I'm not sure why this is not updating, because usually down in Vernon I'll have a reading, and we're just not getting all the networks in right now. So let's change this to let's see. So I may not be able to use this. They may have updated this since I used it a couple times. We'll go here. See, I can speed gust monitor, all those type of things. Right now I'm on surface maps. I'll leave it there. And let's go all networks. And I should be able to refresh this. Why am I not getting my Vernon area? Very interesting to me. Okay. Let's just take a look at this. It just goes to show you that sometimes you just got to be a little bit patient. I do want the current. I'm not worried about dew point right now. There we go. Now I'm going to start to get some more in. Let's go ahead and just change this to all networks and change it. That's the change. The change button used to be down there. So now as I come in, you'll see that yes, I am getting a station report here in the Vernon Hills. And I can actually add the dew point on here. So I can see that 64 is the temperature, 27 is the dew point. Dew's not an issue. My observing area out here is located off Forest Road 006. So here's Forest Road 006. It's right about there. And so probably pretty good on that. So I'm not going to really worry about that. We'll get rid of the Mesa West. I usually look at that right before I go out. Here is the Clear Outside forecast. Of course, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's take a look at Thursday. It's a waning crescent, 36%. Rises at 12:47 a.m. and sets at 1:51 p.m. Looks like they're saying totally cloud, but then as we get out here by about, here's 8 o'clock, you can see it really, then it starts to come back up. So they're saying low clouds no, medium clouds, probably cirrus coming in and then dissipating, going out. So actually that kind of confirms with what I'm seeing from Astrophyric. So here, just going to look at the wind forecast. This will show me, let's see, the last time I was here I was looking up in the mountains. Come down here, there's Vernon, 57. Not showing a lot of strong winds out here. Winds right now are from the south. They'll probably increase on Thursday because we'll have a storm coming in on Friday. So probably no shroud on Friday, but I can still get out and get some observing in. So I'll plan on that. I do love this windy.com site. It does let me see the winds going on. And you can see, I can actually come down here and plug in. Let's get up here. There it is. Here's my Forest Road 6. That's you can see that. And they bring it down here Thursday, looking at a high in the 50s, 60s to 50s. By the time I get out, it'll be the upper 40s. That's manageable, more than manageable. Wind direction here is coming from the south, southwest. It is going to get gusty. That's going to have to be a factor I'm going to have to look at. They're predicting if the gusts in KT are at 36. So if I go 36 KT wind speed to MPH, they're saying 40 miles an hour. If it's that windy, I'm not going out. I'll just have to wait it out. So you can see here, it's actually, I have some meetings tonight I have to attend. It's looking really good till about midnight, and then it's going to cloud up again. You can see those clouds coming in for all day Wednesday. Thursday there, you can see the storm coming in. Here you can see Sunday. I'm going to extend this out. So I'd have to go premium to get the extended forecast. I may do that. We'll have to see how much it is. I now go to the National Weather Forecast, and this is for Vernon, Utah. I have it saved there. I'm going to actually select the date for Thursday, the 13th at 8 p.m. just as a thing. I've checked for all these points: temperature, dew point, wind chill, surface wind, miles per hour, sky cover, precipitation. So here you can see this is the National Weather Forecast model for Vernon, which is just north of my observing area. Temperature's fine that day. It's going to be in the 50s. By about, when I leave, it will be in the 30s, which is typical there. Dew point's going to be a little high there. We're going to be close to 100% dew. Probably take the dew heaters then, since we're approaching that. I come down here. Here's my wind gusts. I kind of trust the National Weather Service here. They're saying on that Thursday at this time, you can see coming in at about 6-7 miles per hour. That's doable to me. Here we got relative humidity. You can see it really ramps up at about 10 o'clock. We're going up to about 90%. Sky cover, they're saying 71%. If it's that bad, then that will be a no-go. And so I'll just have to see how the forecast goes between now and Thursday. And a little bit of precept. This is on Thursday the 13th at 8 p.m. So I'll just watch it. The temperature and the dew is a concern. The wind is not a concern here. But the cloud cover, they're forecasting here. On the cloud cover, that's how much of clear sky you have. And so we're at 70%. Might gamble. That might mean instead of Vernon, I go to Top View, just because it's a shorter drive. Not as dark, 21.4, 21.5 versus 21.5 to 21.7, depending on the conditions. So that's how I go about it. So now I've kind of narrowed it down to two sites, my Top View site or my Forest Road site. And I'll just have to just take a look and see which one it actually comes out to be as I get closer, and kind of just get back and just see how it plays out here. And so we'll take a look and see how things go. Hope you found that helpful. Thank you.